Hey everyone, welcome back to the Snack Bowl, and this is where we talk about what's eating at you. I'm Tanya, and here today with me is Josh, my other co-host Trista. She's actually out of the office this week, so this is where we talk about different financial topics, and it's just an effort to help educate our member and community. So today we have a guest loan officer with us at Mountain Credit Union. Her name's Phadrian, and she's been with us for a little bit now, and she handles, consumer loans and home equities. So I guess let's just get right into it. Phadrian, how did you get started with Mountain Credit Union?
First off, thank you for having me today. 7 years ago, I originally applied for a collections position with Mountain Credit Union. Nothing was available at that time.
Did I interview you for that position?
You did not. Well, for the collection position, but that was filled in-house. So when I came back for the head teller position, yes, you were one of my two interviewers. So I started on the teller line, worked my way up from the teller line to the lending department, and have just enjoyed several positions within the branch since then.
Yeah, so I guess lending has been your primary focus. Did you have background in lending before?
I did. I worked at a local, it was what we call a second chance lender, started as security finance, bought out by Mariner Finance. So I did lending and collections there, and that's really where I tuned in and really enjoyed, helping members and learned, rates and everything, a little more one-on-one, more local business here through the credit union.
Yeah, okay. So I guess tell me what a day in your life as a lender looks like now.
So we have several different avenues that members can reach out. We have chats online through our Banno app. They can email, call, directly walk into the branch. Typically when someone comes in looking for a loan, we first try to see what kind of loan. If they're looking for, unsecured personal loan or like an auto loan, take the interview process, see, what they qualify for. Once we pull credit, we like to see if there's any other avenues that we can help save them money. I don't like to say cross-selling, but more benefit the member to see if we can, save interest rates and help bring more business to Mountain.
And when you say qualify, tell me, how can we explain that to our members? What does qualify mean?
So we like to see at least 2 years of employment history. Income, we do verify depending on what your credit score looks like. We may ask for a pay stub or proof of income, and then check your monthly debts to see, what your debt ratios look like and unsecured balances. So a combination, how long you've been at your employer, what kind of income to debt ratio you have, and then credit score. That tells us kind of how high of a risk or what kind of risk you are.
Okay. So if somebody has a bad credit score, that means they're not going to get a loan, right?
Not necessarily. There can be a few different reasons as to why a credit score could be low. It could be because you don't have a whole lot of established credit, or it could be because you have delinquent obligations. So once we pull that, we like to find out, get explanations on if there's anything that's been past due, kind of what the cause of that was. If it's because you don't have a lot of established credit, that we try not to let that affect you too much because you're just getting started, so we'll help coach you in the right direction to improve that score.
So, and you say coach, I know that you're actually a certified credit union financial counselor.
Yes.
And we do have several of those within the credit union. We have one in each office, but you've got a special project going on right now in Haywood County where you offer credit counseling with Haywood County Rotary Club?
Yes. So through the month of April, once a week, we have a class here at the Waynesville branch, and the participants, they qualify through the Rotary. If you're a participant of that program, it's again, you have classes once a week through the month of April, but it's a total 6-month long program. You open a savings account if you're not an existing member. It does require you make all 4 meetings. You deposit each month, minimum of $35, maximum of $50. At the end of your 6 months, the Rotary will match $2 per dollar that you've saved. So potentially at the end of 6 months, if you've saved the minimum or the maximum of $50, you could have saved $300. The Rotary will then give you $600. Through that, we do require 2 one-on-ones with me where we sit down, pull credit, kind of see what you're wanting to get out of the program, what your goals are. If you're wanting to work on budgeting, credit improvement, goals down the road if you're wanting to get yourself ready to purchase a home. We'll do those 2 one-on-ones. First initial is to kind of see where you want to go, and then the second one typically is a couple months after that first initial meet. So it gives your credit, gives you time to work on that and see how you're improving.
Yeah, and I think Josh, he's working in the office with you now, and I think he has had some home equity questions, and probably unimproved property loan questions.
Yep. So in the mortgage department, I get a lot of mortgage questions but the home equity lines, the home improvement, I kind of sometimes filter to Phadrian because home equity lines are more one-on-one and more branch-centered how we have it set up. So she handles all that, and if I have any debt consolidation or people's looking for anything not mortgage related, I always tend to filter them towards Phadrian.
Yeah, so you guys kind of work together in that respect?
Yes.
Yeah, she'll pass me stuff, and then I'll pass her some stuff, and we'll keep the flow going.
Good. So, Phadrian, if somebody wants to come in and sit down with you and kind of get some guidance on credit counseling, would they need to bring anything?
I would ask them to bring just a recent pay stub so that I can get an accurate, reading of what their income is. And typically I have them make a list of their monthly debts or obligations. That's anything from, your auto loan payments or credit card statements to just writing down how much you project that you spend in groceries, to any kind of extras that you spend for the budgeting side of it for, well, and again, for credit, have them bring in any kind of statements that they have on their liabilities. Just make a list, bring that in.
Liabilities, what do you mean?
If they have rent payment, mortgage that may not be reporting to the credit bureau, if they're doing, rent to own or, financed, through a private owner financed, any kind of bills that they may have that do not show up on their credit report when I pull. We pull Equifax. Some may not report to Equifax. So I just have them make a list of everything that they owe monthly. And then, like I said, a pay stub so that I can get an accurate reading of income and ratios to kind of see if they need credit improvement or credit repair because they have a cash flow problem each month. We can kind of trim some fat off of their monthly debts.
So I guess in your experience, do you do car loans mostly or personal loans?
It used to be about an even split. I would say, as everything, rates are up a little bit with the economy the way it is. I think right now we do more personal loans than auto loans. Unsecured debts, typically any application we can get turned around same day. But right now I would say we probably do a few more unsecured.
Okay. I would have thought it was still car loans. You mentioned the economy and how last year, rates were lower and values were much higher. So now it's kind of flip-flopped. Values are going down on the car loans and the rates have gone up. So I know that we have GAP products. Do you want to talk just a little bit about that for a minute?
Yeah, sure. So our GAP is a flat rate of $549 that covers the entire term of the vehicle. With GAP, we also offer extended warranties that cover engine, transmission, any kind of electronic issue, any kind of motor problem. Those are vehicle specific, so it's not a flat rate on the warranties. They offer different, year coverages and mileage coverages. We recommend those on any vehicle. GAP right now, like you said, rates are up, and while values have been up, people have financed, and if they're looking to refinance, while values are coming down, sales prices are not. So that GAP, in the event that the vehicle's totaled, any balance left owed after insurance pays their settlement amount, that GAP would step in and pay the difference. Mountain Credit Union, the GAP that we offer, also there's a GAP Advantage. So once insurance pays the settlement, if there's a balance left owed, GAP pays the difference, but it also will give you $1,000 as a down payment towards your replacement vehicle from that totaled vehicle.
So is GAP different from the mechanical breakdown protection that we offer?
It is, yes. GAP just covers any balance left owed after insurance settlement is paid. The mechanical breakdown protection is the extended warranty. That covers electrical products, key fobs, engine, transmission, drive axle assemblies. And there's different levels. There's what I say good, better, and best. Easy Street is going to be the best option that basically covers any issue that you have, excluding your typical maintenance items, like oil filters, belts, brakes, things that you typically would do regular maintenance on anyway.
So it's kind of like, if you're buying a used car, you're going to have repairs. Something's going to go wrong with it. So it's kind of like prepaying for those.
Right. Yes. And for the extended warranty, we offer those on most vehicles, you do not have to have that vehicle financed with Mountain Credit Union in order to purchase the extended warranty. GAP, you do have to have it financed here, but the extended warranty, anyone can purchase that as long as their vehicle qualifies for that. And by qualify, we plug in the VIN number and mileage, and then the little program we use will tell us, what warranty is offered.
And so what if somebody's shopping on the weekends for a car? We're not open on the weekends.
Correct. So while our branches are not open, every Saturday we have one officer available to work indirect lending, or what we call IDL. So from between the hours of 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., if you go to one of our participating dealers, which are listed on our website, they can send your application through to Mountain Credit Union, and our officer can decision that. So, it's kind of a one-stop shop. Instead of, bouncing between the dealer and the branch, you can do everything on Saturday at that dealer. They can fund it, you leave with your vehicle, and then send the documents electronically to Mountain Credit Union. So you can still finance it with
That's
us.
awesome. That makes it super simple.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Mountain Credit Union Auto, offering mechanical breakdown protection that offers 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance, protection against costly repairs in the events of mechanical failure, and rental car reimbursement. Mountain Credit Union Auto loans also offer guaranteed asset protection to protect the investment made in your vehicle. Gap Advantage protects the gap between vehicle's value and the amount that you still owe on the loan. Swing by your local Mountain Credit Union to see what you qualify for. Time for another round of the MCU Heads Up Challenge. Play along as we try to guess the words on our head by receiving hints from our guest speakers. We have 30 seconds each to guess as many words as we can. The loser will have to live with the agony of defeat for the week and wear the crown of shame during the next episode. Play along with us and see if you can beat the ladies of Mountain Credit Union.
This animal's in Australia and hops.
Kangaroo.
This is in Africa. It's big and has a trunk.
Elephant.
Okay, it's in the water. It's
Hippo.
brown and kind of a little
Alligator.
little
Hippo.
slinky-ish.
Snake. Eel.
No, it's got fur and it
Beaver.
it puts pebbles in its arm flaps.
Otter.
Yep. It moves very slowly on
Turtle.
the ground, leaves a trail.
Sloth.
Snail. Wait, who won? Which one?
That was snail.
Okay.
All right, this is in Maggie Valley. Huge horns. An animal.
Elk.
Okay, it's in the monkey family. It's not a gorilla. It's a
Chimpanzee.
chimpanzee. It's in Africa. I think this one has spots. It's a
Cheetah.
cat. It's
Leopard.
This is a game bird. You shoot it with a gun and eat it.
Turkey.
Ah, no, it's a pheasant.
Pheasant.
No,
Is that a tie?
that's
I think
the final score is 4-3. Tanya. She saves her dignity and passes the crown of shame to Phaedrian for the
I'm passing the crown of shame to Phaedrian.
I think my mic was off for a couple of those. Can we have a redo?
week. All right, we'll try again next week to see if Tanya can keep the streak alive.
You guys already went over those answers and they gave it. I'm just kidding.
No, you saw me look at him like,
Just-
what?
I know.
All right, Nicholas, I guess I'll read.
It puts pebbles in its flaps.
You've never seen that?
I've seen
No.
them like roll them around and play with them.
No, they have flaps.
Wings, Josh.
I'm pulling up otter flaps right now.
Otter flap.
Next time on the Snack Bowl, we get deep down and personal and discuss personal loans. Join us and have your questions answered about what we offer on a regular basis and opportunities to take advantage of our seasonal loans to fit your needs.
You can stay up to date with anything Mountain Credit Union related on Facebook and Instagram. Feel free to send us questions or comments on these platforms, and it could be featured on our next podcast. We couldn't produce this without the help of Josh, our content manager, Asher, our social media manager, and Nick, our executive producer. This concludes today's episode. Thanks for snacking with us.